tavern lit by amber flame, where every soul forgets their name, where tankards clash and stories spread of kings long lost and dragons dead. There walks a lord of quiet might, who claims the shadows owns the night. No crown of gold upon his head, yet all bow low before his beard. Raise your tankards loud and clear, the Baron's presence draws us near. From distant lands his call is heard. All hail the Baron and his beard. They say it's seen 1,000 wars and barred the gates and tavern doors. A single glare, a silent nod, and fools remember there's a God. Since where it moves when none can see, a force of ancient mystery, braided tight with tails and scars, older than the northern stars. Raise your tankards loud and clear, the Baron's presence draws us near. From distant lands his call is heard. All hail the Baron and his beard. A wanderer once dared to jest, and mocked the beard upon his chest. By morning light no trace was found, just whispers drifting through the town. A knight once came to test his claim, with polished steel and borrowed fame. He left his blade, he left his pride, and swore allegiance at his side. Raise your tankards loud and clear, the Baron's presence draws us near. From distant lands his call is heard. All hail the Baron and his beard. The dwarf burns low, the night grows deep, yet not a single soul will sleep. For all who wait know something stirs, a shift, a step, the air concurs. The doors will creak, the silence break, the tavern walls themselves will shake. For when he comes, both bold and near, you'll feel the weight before you hear. Raise your tankards loud and clear, the Baron's presence draws us near. From distant lands his call is heard. All hail the Baron and his beard. Some come for ale, some come for gold, some come for stories yet untold. But all who enter far and near will leave believing in the beer. So take your seat and mind your tone. No soul here truly stands alone, for in this hall of fire and cheer you serve the Baron and his beer. Raise your tankards, shout and cheer, the Baron's time is drawing near. The tavern wakes,
Hello, good people. How are we doing today? Thank you for the lurk, Hippo. I really appreciate that. And welcome in, Cookie. It's good to see you as always. Kinda. Have you guys had any dinner yet? That is a great. Hey! Shadow! Thank you so much for that resub. Sorry, Shadow! I almost forgot. Thank you so much. Let's see here. I didn't get prepared fully, so excuse me. Whoa, my monitor's just flickered. I hope everything looks good still. And thank you for writing in the ledger, everyone. I just gotta put on some music. Let's see, what do we want to listen to? Maybe some pop. Don't let the pop stop. I think that's a good choice. Okay, so regarding dinner. I just had dinner right before the stream, so if I yawn a lot, it's not that I'm bored or sleepy. My body is just consummating the food. Consummating? Ugh! Why the hell did I say that? New phone? What phone did you buy? Tell me. Tell me. Tell the Baron. I would like a refund on today's events. Hey, we just started. There's no refund. Not yet? Okay, okay. That's fair. Excuse me, you did what with the food? I take it back. Okay, I take it back. Jesus. Oh, I had a wonderful cheesesteak for dinner, and there's um, so much heaviness in that food, so my body is gonna yawn. Ah, yawn a lot when it's processing that food. Jesus, I didn't consummate the food. That's my bad. Are we ready for a tutorial stream, guys? This will be my first time, so I'm quite excited myself. Actually, I even have a whole list, as you can see. No, you can't see that. Never mind. No take bags. I'm gonna have burgers. Ooh, I had a burger yesterday. I went down to Silibu, our lovely moderator and co-streamer, and she and her hubby made me the most delicious burger I've ever had since the teriyaki burger in Japan. But oh my, I was in a food coma from, I don't know, 5 p.m. yesterday to about 12 or noon this today. It was insane. I mean, they had bacon, they had cheese, they had so many spices, they had chili béarnaise sauce. Oh my god, I can't even describe the burger. It was so amazing. Anywho, I'm just trying to get everything up and running from what we need. And of course, if you want to follow along, feel free to. I will take questions as well in the chat if you have any. But we are going to run off the poll that I had in Discord, and we are going to run off basically what I'm doing with StreamerBot myself. Is that a link? You can't take it back? What can't I take it back? Oh, I'm going to try though. I don't want to live up to that. Okay. I think we can do a pinned message. If you want to follow along, go to this site and follow the Baron's words. Pin manually. The confirmation, I downloaded the clip. No, don't post it in Discord though. I have a clips channel in Discord. Be sure to do that. Speaking of, I don't need that running right now. Same with that one. I don't need that one running either. Okay, let's see. Shadow, are you ready to learn some StreamerBot? This is a good song. This is a very good song. So, by the way, just saying right now, I am running StreamerBot during the whole stream so that Barmaiden will function properly and we have all our challenge points. But I will install a new instance of StreamerBot so that we create everything from scratch together. Just a little heads up there, so that if there are any crashes, you know why. It shouldn't be, but if there are, I'm just gonna say this. I might still need help later since I'm not able to be on my PC, and I might have questions when I get the time to sit down looking at it, setting it up. Of course, and like I've told someone else, I will download this VOD and I will share it with them if they are not here. I can't post it for some reason. No, because only VIPs or moderators are allowed to post links in my chat, which we actually can change right away because I do trust you. Hold on. New role. Voidum cookie. Do you have. Yes. VIP. Save. If you refresh cookie, you are now a VIP and you can post a link. No, Discord. Oh, really? Discord. Let me have a look then. Clips. Edit channel. Oh, I'm VIP. Yes, you are. Permissions. Knights. They are able to view the channel. They can send messages, embed links. You should be able to put a link there. There we go. There we go. There it goes. Cool. We fixed it together, Cookie. We're such a great team, you and I. Okay. Quit. Aha! You know, so Shadow, like I said, I will download this VOD when I'm done streaming. VOD, that was very, very Norwegian of me. And I will share it with you if you need it, okay? So you have step by step if I'm not able to help you right when you need help, you know. I will also try, I'm not going to promise this, but I will try to cut that VOD open and create sort of a YouTube video or several YouTube videos to post on my YouTube channel because I have that as well. But again, I won't promise that because that's a lot of work. Trust me, I did that for the face pizza, and yeah, we'll see. But I guess we should just get started now. I don't think I have anything else to set up. I have my notes. I have that one. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Of course, I'm here to help. That is what this stream is about. Let me just double check something. Yeah. This is a very slow song. Even though it's a good song, it's a slow song. What if I do? Hey, Promi, thank you for signing the ledger, my friend. It's good to see you. The map was technically correct. It was technically, yes. It's sometimes user error, you know. Let's see. Everything looks good there. Just need some good energy. Of course, Promi. Of course, this is the place to do that. And like Barmaiden says, everything tastes better and is better with friends. I'm thinking about you, you know. Okay, bye, 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 bye. let us get started. I will hop over to the gaming screen and then we will go through everything together, okay? Do we need the music a little lower, by the way? I am going to talk quite a lot today. Also, do you like oh, my Hogwarts butterbeer mug? The gold here is supposed to be green, but it's the green screen cutting it out. I love it. Also, it's Baron's fault we always get lost in here. No, it's your fault. Maybe a smidge lower? No, the music isn't involved at all, so that's fine. There I need to go again. I will soon be back. No worries, Promi. You do you. You live your life. I'm just here. I'm just here. Um, but I meant more like in tune of my voice. Different tracks, yes. So if the music is too loud over my voice, that's what I mean. But yeah, let's hope over and we'll get it started. So, browser window. Okay, so the StreamerBot, that is a website where you can download the StreamerBot itself. This is the landing page, basically giving you an overview of what it is, like any page. I hear you, but maybe turn it down just for a bit. Okay. I will do that. So if you want to, you can scroll through here. Why do you want to choose a StreamerBot? What kind of integrations can you use? I will go through all of this in this live stream, so no worries. All you have to do is click on the link in the pinned message, and you will be taken to this website right here. We click on download now. That will take you to the downloads page where you have two possible downloads. You can either download StreamerBot, which is the bot itself, or SpeakerBot, which, as the name implies, it uses your voice. Not gonna think about that now at all today. Besides, it's kind of integrated in StreamerBot itself as well, so no need to worry about SpeakerBot. Only worry about StreamerBot right here. So click download. You will get a zip file. So if we open that, oh wait, I messed up. Let's actually do this. Add source. Is it window capture? No. We need the display capture. That's what we need. And we want the primary one. There we go. Let's just move that down a little so you can see me as well. Boom. Okay. So once you have the zip file downloaded, just right click it and click extract all. Pretty simple stuff so far. But what you want to do is click browse, and I have a folder created in my D drive, basically my content drive, called tutorial stream. You pick wherever you want StreamerBot to be located. It doesn't really matter. It just needs to be easily accessible, uh, mostly at all times. So pick a place and go from there. Inside this tutorial stream folder, though, I have example pictures to show you guys. I have the StreamerBot folder, which I'm going to install StreamerBot in, and I have some text documents, which I'm also going to use in this tutorial. So inside StreamerBot, you will extract the StreamerBot zip file, because if you just extract the zip file into your C drive, for example, you will just get every file in the C drive. So you need to create your own folder called StreamerBot first. Okay? Easy. So now it's in D, tutorial stream, StreamerBot, and we will show the files. So here we go. If you take a look at here, this is my D drive. inside tutorial stream and StreamerBot, I have all the files. Hey, Celiabu! Thank you so much for that resub. In other words, it will be a mess. If you do not extract StreamerBot into its own separate folder, this is what you're going to get amongst all of your other files, which is not good. Don't worry, there is a bunch of files here which you will never touch. You don't even need to look at them. The only thing you need to look at is the streamer.bot.exe, the launch file, and also, where is it? Oh yeah, that is on me. So before we do that, if you launch StreamerBot from this folder, it will then install StreamerBot. That is important. Woo! The cars are still missing. Funny for you, and I'm mad. What missing? Oh, from the loft. Okay, okay. But you found some? That is quite cool, though. Okay, so once you install StreamerBot, that is where I messed up. Once you install StreamerBot inside this folder, you will get another couple of folders, which I'm gonna show you. So double-click the streamerbot.exe or right-click and run as administrator. Your choice, really. Oops. So, this is StreamerBot. What StreamerBot is, to say it very simple, it's a StreamerBot which is run locally on your computer. So you have Stream Elements, which is a website and a web-based bot for your streams. This is the same, only it runs on your computer, which means it has access to all of the files that you want to give it. And if you, for example, take a look at my overlay, that is just a picture I have on my computer, which StreamerBot can interact with. And the same with everything else, like the alerts and so on. I found a scratch hollow Articuno and bent hollow Matchamp. A bent or folded? Remember the difference? So, okay, this looks very cluttered to begin with. It isn't. And don't worry about corners because there's no real... Oh, wait, actually. Let me do this. There we go. Now you can see the whole thing. So, at the top, you have the save button. That is now your best friend. After everything you do, you click save. Boom. Settings saved. And if we go back now, you should have these 3 folders. So inside the StreamerBot folder again, we're not going to do that. Inside this folder, you now have backup, data, and logs. Those are very important, maybe 5 times a year, okay? Because the backups will automatically be located here. So every time you open StreamerBot, StreamerBot will compile and create a backup zip file for you. So eventually you will have a shit ton of zip files, basically. Every now and then, just delete the ones who are old and only keep the newest one, just for size on your hard drive. My brain instantly went like, you have to click it. No. I'll tell you when you have to click it. So if StreamerBot for whatever reason doesn't work, doesn't want to open, crashes, just go into this zip file, and it's obviously you haven't extracted it, but once you extract it, you will have a install file to install the settings back. That is very important. And the same goes for the logs and the data. They just give you more info and help if you need it. If you need it. Okay. So, what can you do with StreamerBot, you may ask? Good question. Everything. You can do whatever the fuck you want. That's the beauty of StreamerBot. And you're not even limited to Stream Elements, for example. Stream Elements have this loyalty point system. It has, 5 commands you can use? If you want to, and if you are able to code with Python, you can create your whole loyalty system inside StreamerBot and have a million commands if you want. That's the beauty of StreamerBot. You can even cook a pizza in StreamerBot. You can. Hey, Karste, moin, moin. Is a bending mark down the middle? Ah, shit, shit. And by the way, I do get excited when I do tutorials like this because this is something I'm very passionate about. So if I speak too quickly, if I run through something too quickly, shout at me in the chat. I will slow down. Isn't moin like a general hi in German? That's what I've been taught. Okay, okay. So now we know what StreamerBot is. We know what it can do. Yeah, it is. Then why are you exclamationing me? That was not a sentence. Now we know what we can do with StreamerBot. Let's have a look at some features. As you can see, top left, we have the viewers panel. This is for your stream. So when you connect to Twitch, for example, or Kick or YouTube, this will be a list of every viewer you have had inside your channel. Oops, that's the wrong one. Ever. You can hide the ones that are not present, which means only the live viewers will be shown, or you can show everyone that's ever been in your channel. And that is very useful because one, you have the user ID from the platform. You have what platform they are on, their login, username, role in the stream, everything you need to run StreamerBot with that user, and I'll get into that later. Oh, you didn't expect it from me. Well, I'm happy to do that. I'm happy to surprise you. Then we have action and queues. Actions is basically the rundown of StreamerBot, what we want to do and how we want to do that. You can create your own queues, like for example in Twitch alerts on their website. Every channel point, every subscription, every raid, they are automatically queued, so they won't be overlapping. They will wait for the next one to be finished before they run. That is a queue, and you can set up your own queues for everything inside StreamerBot. GPT says Articuno can go slightly played, but because of scratches, it's not worth grading. Kind of figured that one, yeah. Pending actions, very basic. It's waiting to be done. Action history, what has been done in the past. Commands, you can create your own commands here for whatever platform you want. And inside this drop down menu, you have all the platforms you can use StreamerBot on. So you have Twitch, YouTube, Trovo, and Kick. You do not have TikTok in yet, but I do believe they are working on it. Don't quote me, I don't know, I'm just guessing. We are, of course, going to log into Twitch. So once you click into Twitch, you have a couple of things. Here you can set up your own channel points, you can create polls, predictions, you have a sub counter, you can browse through your VODs. But this is very interesting to us. You can log into your streaming account so that StreamerBot can fetch your subscription data, it can grab your follower data, your roles if you have VIPs, so on and so forth. But you can also have a bot account, which Barmaiden in my chat is a bot account. I created a new Twitch account and I logged into StreamerBot as Barmaiden as a bot account, which means that, and again, I will go through that thoroughly later, but that means that I can either send a message from my broadcasting user or account or the bot account, which is Barmaiden, which is key for what we are doing or I'm doing. And of course, you can handle everything like emotes, someone's first words, everything like that. We'll go through what we need. Don't worry. But first of all, we want to log in with our Twitch user. So click login. You will get a new window. I'm not going to show that, but it basically says it guides you to Twitch and it shows you that StreamerBot needs to read your list of follows, manage your channel's broadcast configuration. It gives you a rundown of everything it needs to access in order to work. Just scroll down and click authorize, and then you have logged in successfully, like you see here. And it also shows you that you are an affiliate or partner if you are that, so that's kind of cool. The card, our first edition. Now I'm crying. Yeah, I know it sucks, but I kind of figured it wouldn't be worth grading because of the bent mark. And of course, if you have a bot account, log into that bot account on Twitch before you click login, just so you are logging in with the right account. Okay? You can close this drop down now, and we can open the Stream Apps menu. Here we have the apps you can stream through and use StreamerBot to control with. I'm using OBS Studio, but you can use Streamlabs, Meld, or Polypop. Never heard of anyone using Polypop. So I'll go off of OBS Studios because that's what I'm using and that's what I'm familiar with. So if you come in here, you see that you have some OBS information and you have a host. Right click and add to add a connection to OBS. And here you have a couple of things. Can we expand? We can expand. Oh, come on. So the name, that's basically just for you to recognize what OBS instance it is, because you can have multiple instances open, just like with StreamerBot. I do have two StreamerBot open now. But what's important is your host address and your port. I'm not going to show you mine on OBS because that's sensitive information. And I really encourage you to change the port which you are running StreamerBot through and set up a password for your connection. Because this, even though StreamerBot runs on your computer, people with your IP addresses and so on, they can access this through the interwebs, you know. Create a password and be safe, okay? You want to auto connect on startup, meaning once you open StreamerBot and OBS, they automatically connect. And if the connection should be broken by some reason, reconnect on disconnect basically means every 30 seconds it tries to reconnect to OBS automatically. Press OK, and then you should have the connection. If you don't know where in OBS to find the info, I'm sorry for the loop here. You go up to Tools, and then you click on WebSocket Server Settings. Again, I can't show you that because it's sensitive information, but that's where you find it. Sounds good? Sounds good. So once you have that connection, you are basically set up with OBS. And if you have trouble with that now, let me know in the Discord and I can try to help you afterwards or at some other time. And then you can see now up here we have connected 1 out of 1 things, and that is Twitch. For me, on my other StreamerBot instance, it says 5 because I'm logged into 5 different things on StreamerBot. And that leads us to the next thing you can log into or connect to StreamerBot, which is integrations. You have a bunch of them, but the main one is StreamerBot website. I highly suggest and encourage you to create an account on streamer.bot, the website, because it will automatically update the UI and the software code for you. And it's basically what should I say? It basically works faster in a way that's kind of difficult to explain. But just trust me on connecting to StreamerBot website. And then, as we talked about earlier, SpeakerBot already integrated, so you don't have to download that. But that is basically if you want to control your StreamerBot through your voice. If you were here during the Face Pizza era, I was playing Hogwarts Legacy, and I had 2 channel points called something, but there were 2 spells basically because I played Harry Potter. And I had a wand. I still have it. But I had a wand and I said, Inferio. I waved my wand and then something happened on screen. That was my voice doing a command, basically. You have crowd control. If you don't know what that is, it's your viewers can control your game while you're playing and streaming. You have, of course, have every Elgato connection. I'm using the camera hub for my camera, and I'm using my stream decks, and I'm also having Wavelink. And I think you don't need that. No, you don't need the lighting from Elgato. Hype rate IO, that's something I'm gonna set up later. Actually, it's a heart rate monitor. If you want that, you can even connect stream elements to control stream elements through StreamerBot, and you have a bunch of other things that you can mess around with yourself. Services is kind of important, kind of not. We'll get into it later, but what we are focusing on this stream is timers and maybe quotes and credits. Maybe. Sounds good? Is it okay so far? Is it overwhelming? I think it is. I think it is. Let's check out the viewers tab now that we are connected to Twitch. And you can see we have a bunch of people here, and that is the people who have been in my chat. Because I have... Life is overwhelming. This is no biggie. Cool. Let's hop right into actions then, shall we? This is your main page for StreamerBot once you start using it. This is where every command, every channel point, everything runs through here. Good evening, teacher. Hey, Marius, welcome in. I will briefly show you my tavern StreamerBot, just so you can see this page, only what I've set up so far, okay? So this is the blank one. Sorry, this is the blank one. And let me just resize it before I show you. This is what I have on my main StreamerBot. So you can see I have created many categories for everything that I need. I like to stay organized, and so should you. Again, we will go through all of this. I just wanted to quickly show you. So, hey, on! Thank you for resubscribing. Jesus, you're so kind. Now that's a car, right? This is an awesome car. I love that car so much. Okay. Oh, you just woke up? What? How? Why? I also just saw that it's actually my whole display that is oversized. Can we do this? Maybe that would make it easier. That should be easier. What if I do this now? Perfect. Now we have the whole picture. Okay. Right. Let's create our first action. Okay. Again, I have a bunch of commands on my tavern StreamerBot, so I have to be creative with the naming here, so we don't have duplicates. But if you right click in the actions tab, you can add, collapse all categories if you have them, or expand all of them. Again, you don't have any now. The triggers, that is, the triggers are how do we want something to happen? Like what button do we press, basically? And the sub actions is what happens when we press this button. Okay? Oh, you took a nap. Okay, I thought you were sleeping all the way through the day. Potatoes cut and seasoned. Now time to relax a little for the oven to heat up before I eat them in the oven and start to cook my burgers. Sounds amazing. But yeah, right click, add. This is your add action panel. You can give it a name, again, to stay organized. Let's say it's called Hello. And the groups, again, we don't have any, so let's create one by saying basic Twitch commands. Okay? We don't have a created queue yet, so we're going to use the default one. We don't want it to be a random action. We want it to be this specific hello command. We don't need it to always run, and we don't need to exclude it from the action queue. Okay? So now you have your first action in StreamerBot. again, we created the group or category called basic Twitch commands. So if I right click outside of that group now, you can see that it's right in the basic Twitch commands. You don't have to write that every time, which is nice. Anywho, so once you highlight this command, you click on it, you can go into the triggers and right click, add, and you have a whole list. This is very overwhelming. Eves, how you doing? Welcome in. But I will run through it quickly because there is a easier way to do this. I just want to teach you so that you know if you want to use it this way. Okay? So once you add a core thing, core is basically the program StreamerBot. So if you want something to happen when StreamerBot starts, or if you test an action, or if you have a timed action, if you want a command to be triggered, everything of that sort lies in core. Then you have custom, which is more of the Python coding space. Doing fine. Hope you are too. I am. I'm doing very fine. Then we have every Elgato trigger. So when Camera Hub is connected or if it's disconnected, if Stream Deck is connected or disconnected, you get the gist, right? What we are going to focus on mainly for today is OBS Studios and Twitch right here. All of the triggers are listed in this list, but we are going to do it simpler by going up here and search for triggers. So, for example, if I want something to happen when Cookie says something in chat, I can right click, add Twitch channel, no, sorry, chat, and then chat message, right? But that's so many steps to go through. So if I go up to the search here, I can say chat message, then you only have the chat message triggers, and you can see we have Kick, Trovo, but also Twitch, and then chat message. So for this hello command, we wanted to do command triggered because we wanted to act on the triggered command. And here you have either a list of all your commands that you have created in this commands panel, or you can just click create command, which we are going to do. This also looks very difficult, but it isn't. The name of the command, hello, easy. We want it to be enabled. If you want to disable this as you're testing, that's fine, because that means it doesn't work in your chat. But obviously we want it to be enabled. Want it to be enabled. Mode, always keep it normal. Regex is highly complicated, and I haven't actually learned all of it either. Allow or deny all groups is nothing to worry about because we always want to allow the commands, channel points, yada yada yada. This is where you write the command itself. So we will do exclamation point command. Now you can see that I used a capital C. If I press enter, we go down a line and we can do exclamation point command with a lowercase c. This is something that I always do because if a viewer, for example, writes exclamation point command with a lowercase c, but I only have this one active, that means that the command will not run because it's case sensitive. So I want both lowercase and uppercase just for ease of use. Thank you for the alert, guard. Appreciate it. Kommer nok ikke til å klare å følge med i dag, sjef, men jeg får sjekke opp en annen dag. Absolutt, Promi. Og igjen, jeg lagrer videoen, eller vodden, sender den til deg hvis du trenger den. Ikke noe stress. Takk for lurk. So yeah, we always want both lowercase and uppercase. And you can also choose where to have the command placed. That is very fun. Right now it's at the start, which means you have to write exclamation point command as the first thing in a message. You can also have it to be exact, which means if you write exclamation point command space hello, this command will not trigger. So you have to do only this, or anywhere, which is fine for some, because that means you can chat away and say, "Hello, I really like to do this exclamation point command for fun." It will then look through the whole chat message and look for exclamation point command. And while I say command, I actually write command. I mean to say hello, obviously. Jesus Christ, Baron. So that's very nice. But again, for the hello, we need the exact just for demonstration purpose. Again, with the groups, when you create commands, you can group the commands just like with the triggers to stay organized. Again, I will say basic Twitch commands. And here is the options for your commands. So you can ignore the bot account, which means your bot accounts won't react to the command. Oh, the secret menu. The strongest dwarven stout we had hidden in the cellar. Oh, damn. Good luck. Have fun. You can persist this command per user or just a counter. And again, if you click case sensitive and you only have one of these, it has to be case sensitive. But again, we have both, so we're safe. And then in this available or allowed menu, you can make it so that if you double click, you can make it so only moderators are allowed to use this command. Meaning, if someone that isn't a moderator in your stream chat uses the command, nothing happens. But as soon as a moderator uses it, it happens. Easy. And just double click to move or remove or add the grant. Okay, that's everything for the add command menu. Click OK, and now it's selected in the command triggered. So you can see either any command or the specific hello command. Okay, so now we have a trigger or something to do. Now we need something to happen once we do the command or send the command. For this demonstration, though, we will send a message to chat, like I taught you. Send message in the search field. We are on Twitch, so send message to channel. And here it goes. Send using bot account if you want, in my case, Barmaiden to send the message, or if you want your user or your account to send that. I always want to use my bot account Barmaiden because that is her job. But you can also fall back to broadcaster, which means if Barmaiden for some reason doesn't see the command or she's bugged out, it will fall back to me and I will send the command. Okay? So, for example, if someone says exclamation point hello in my chat now, I don't have a bot account, then I will say hello. Okay? Boom. So if I now click save, yeah, and thank you for writing in the ledger. I suspect dark magic or poor planning. You can have both. So again, save, very, very important. We can now either right click the trigger and click test trigger, or I can have one of you guys in chat write exclamation point hello. Please and thank you. You see, as soon as you do the command, I will respond with hello. And this is where we can take that further, okay? I will just for the time being, I will go into shadow. I will go back into the commands section on StreamerBot right here, and I will double click the hello command. I will go down to cooldowns, and I want a user cooldown of 5 seconds, just so it's not spammed, right? So now if Cookie does the exclamation point hello, he has to wait 5 seconds until he can use it again. See what I mean? So if we want to expand that command further and make it more personalized, we can. So StreamerBot, just like Stream Elements and all of the other stream bots out there, can look at my chat and view a list, and it can take out information about that user. Meaning, instead of saying hello, I can say hello and then tag the specific user who said exclamation point hello. Okay, so for example, if I want to say hello to that user, I can say hello, comma, at percent sign user percent period. Okay, save. If someone does hello again in chat, you can see the change happening real time. The Baron reportedly believes every locked chest belongs to him. See? Hello, Voidum Cookie. Easy as that. StreamerBot also have something called a variables list, which I'm going to show you. So if we hop back into streamer.bot, we can click on documents and go into guide, I believe it is. Yes. So here you have a list of all the things StreamerBot, and you can see, for example, where is it? Twitch, maybe? Yeah, it reads you everything, every variable you can use in StreamerBot, but I'm going to teach you the most important one anyway. Sounds accurate, but every locked chest does not belong to you, Baron, you silly loot goblin. It does, though. It does. It surely does. Okay, so now we know of the user variable, and we can have fun with that. Hey, Roni, welcome in. Do you need a tutorial as well? I hope you do. Hope you stay. Hope you make yourself comfortable. Let's have a look at my list here. Wait. Where did you see it again? See what? The variables? What do you mean, Cookie? Okay, so if you just open your browser and you say StreamerBot variables, and you click the first link, you have a list of all variables, and you can even, for example, StreamerBot user variables, and you can find the view variables. And you have every variable for every platform, every stream app, extra features, integrations. That is the list of all the variables on the website for StreamerBot itself. Okay. So yeah, we have connected our Twitch account, optional bot account. Nice. We have connected to OBS, and we have made our first command. We have tested the command, and then the user. Yes, okay. So need to edit, so gonna lurk. Of course, Ronnie. Thank you so much for the lurk. Appreciate you. So the fun part that I use in my stream, let's take my stream as an example. For the bar fight channel point I have, you can see that I have people tagged in that message. And I do that with a random user poll, meaning StreamerBot will read the viewer list that I have live and pick out users randomly from that list. So, for example, instead of user, we can do random user. But here's the caveat with StreamerBot that is very, very, very important to remember. If you're doing a variable that has two words in one, you always have to capitalize the second word in that variable. So random can stay with a lowercase r, but user then has to be uppercase U. Okay? In order for it to work. Baron, can you go and check if my oven is ready? Of course, I'll be right back. It's not ready, but I found this brush. I think you need to clean your oven. Can both be capitalized? No. Then it will not parse, meaning it won't work. So the first word has to be lowercase, second one has to be uppercase. If it's only one word, like if it's only user, then it has to be lowercase. But if it's two words, it has to be lowercase, then uppercase. That's just the coding in StreamerBot, basically. That's nothing you can change, or I. But if we now run this trigger with a random user, if someone would be so kind to do exclamation point hello. Yeah, it is an important detail. Yeah. Thank you. You can see that the variable didn't pull a random user. Why is that? It's because we didn't tell StreamerBot to pull a random user, right? It's kind of simple once you think about it, but so what we need is a random user. Easy. Again, we are on Twitch, not Kick. Add random user. Count how many random users do you want? We want one. Do you want StreamerBot to pull only people who are present in your live stream right now? Yes or no? You want it to pull one of any user who's ever been in your chat, right? But we obviously want the live ones. And if you have a group of people set up in StreamerBot, you can use that here. We don't, never will, I think. Click OK. And now you can see that add one random Twitch user, present only from all users, is in the sub actions, right? So if you do exclamation point user, hello again, we can see what happens. Again, always safe. Oh, it didn't pull a random user. Why? Because in the sub actions and triggers, it states once exclamation point hello is triggered, then we send a message and then we pull a random user. We need it to pull a random user before we send the message. Because StreamerBot now pulls one random user and then adds it to the random user variable. So if we save now and try again, my mistake, 0. It has to be 0 because it has to be counted. Namina. Hi, Namina. Hi, Namina. Welcome in. So, I forgot to explain that. Sorry. The random users, the 0 is the first user it pulls. Then random user 1 is the second user it pulls. And the second one is the third one, and so on. So we have to do random user 0. I forgot about that. That's my bad. How are you doing, Namina? Are you winding down from your stream? If you try again now, Cookie. There we go. Hello, Namina. It pulled a random one. Shadow, Namina, can either one of you say exclamation point hello in chat? Or anyone else, for that matter. Even I can do it. Hello. Now it pulled Roni. Now it pulled Karste. I'm doing good. I'm gonna soon lay down and relax on bed. Sounds like a good plan. So yeah, now you can see that it's adding users that has been present in my chat while I'm live now. Okay? Easy stuff. And you can use that in many ways. Like again, I did with my bar fight. I'm basically sending a message saying that, oh, random user 0 as the first person did this. Then the second user did that. And then the third one responded with, it's not that complicated once you learn it, but it can be complicated for the first time. Right. That is a random user. And let's see. Is there anything you want to go over with the commands now, or do you want to move on to channel points? Because we can do that. I have a plan. I have a list. See, it is random. Oh, and that's actually very important to state with the channel points before we even go there. If I create a channel point on Twitch's website as a creator, StreamerBot will not be able to handle that channel point. If I create a channel point inside StreamerBot, both Twitch and StreamerBot can manage that channel point. Okay, that's very important to know. I'll go in a small lurk mode since I need to stretch my back, but coming back a little later, I will just chat up for support. Thank you so much, Namina. I really appreciate you. And just like the commands, we can just right click and add a channel point right from the actions tab, or we can go the difficult route, go into platforms, Twitch, channel points. Again, I am connected to my user on StreamerBot, so you can see every channel point that I've made with StreamerBot. But you can just right click and then create reward, right? Easy. So if we go into actions and we right click, add, we're gonna add a channel point. I appreciate you too. You're so sweet. Let's call this, what should we call this? Goodbye. Just for, and we don't want this in the commands group, right? Because this is a Twitch channel point. So we can do basic Twitch channel point. Easy. I just love that you gave us alternatives, and I was like, I don't know, all of them. Voted for every single alternative. Yeah. Right, so now you can see we have two groups or two categories in the actions. We have one for basic Twitch commands. We have one for channel points. Again, the whole organization thing is very important and nice in StreamerBot, but also everything computer-wise, if you ask me. So we can either go into the goodbye channel point, which has no triggers and no sub-actions, or if we click on the hello command, you can see that we have triggers and sub-actions. So this is very well organized and laid out once you know it. Okay, the channel point. What do we want to be happening? We want someone to redeem a channel point. So you search up channel redeem. Oops. So Twitch channel reward redemption, or if you want to be difficult about it, you can right click, add Twitch channel reward redemption. Okay, same thing. Either you have a list of all the channel points you have created previously, or you can create a new reward, which is what we're gonna do. We'll call it goodbye. If you want a description for your user, that's basically, if you click on my channel point rewards now, you can see that every reward has its own little description of what it is. That's what this window is. So let's say goodbye to Baron. Why not? You can choose the color of your redeem little box for your viewers if you want. Let's pick a random one, blue, nice. If you want this to be a channel point where someone has to write something for it to activate, you toggle the user input required. If not, leave it unchecked. If you wanted to skip the cues, so for example, if you have 5 sound channel points, they will play after each other, right? Because of the cue, but you want this goodbye redeem to happen immediately and skip the whole sound cue. You can just do that. That's up to you. How much does this channel point cost? It's going to cost 1 channel point. How many channel points can be redeemed per stream? 0 is basically infinite amounts. But if you only want 1 to be redeemed each stream, you can do that. Or if you want 1 user, as you say, per user, if you want 1 user to only do this or have access to this 1 time in each stream, you put 1 here. That's needed when you have a first channel point, or if you have the write in the ledger redeem that I have. I only want 1 user to redeem it once every stream, so that I don't want Cookie to write in the ledger 50,000 times in one stream. You know what I mean? And again, the global cooldown. If Cookie, I'm going to use you as an example, if that's okay, Cookie, for everything. If Cookie redeems this goodbye channel point redeem, how long do you want this to be on a cooldown before it can be used again? Easy. Again, the group, we will call this basic Twitch channel point. I will show you that now. So we click create, and then it is automatically selected. Click OK. So now you have the reward redemption as a trigger. If you go back to platforms, Twitch channel point rewards, you can see that I have my created group with the goodbye channel point. Back to the action though. What do we want to happen once this redeem is used or redeemed? Let's say we want a sound played. Let me just quickly grab a sound. Load MP3. Just gonna cut that out. Media, tutorial stream, and paste it here. Sure, why not? Cool. So we want this channel point to play a sound on stream, right? So either we can right click in the sub actions, go down to add core sounds and play sound, or for ease of use, search for play sound. Now we can either play a sound file, we can play a sound file from a folder. So if you have a folder of, I don't know, 30 different sounds, you can pick a random one, or you can have StreamerBot pick a random one from that folder. You can make it so you stop all playback of sounds when the redeem is triggered. Stop the sound, the specific sound, or you can play a sound from voice mod if you have that installed and integrated. But obviously, we're just going to play a sound. Which application or audio channel do you want to send it through? I have my sound effects channel because I'm using a digital mixer. Do you want to name that sound something for ease of use? Yes. Apple Pay. And then you choose the file. So again, find your media drive, your folder, and then the sound. Click open, and then you can control how loud that is. I think let's test out 80. That sounds about right. And do you want this sound to finish playing before you continue, or do you not? That means if we have this sound playing at the top of the sub action list, as in that's the first thing that happens when someone redeems this channel point, it has to play through the whole file before it goes further down the list of sub actions. Okay, so let's say we have a message being sent afterwards. Send message, goodbye. So if we have this setup, it means that when Cookie redeems this reward redemption, StreamerBot will play the sound all the way through and then send the message. If we don't check this, it will play the sound and send the message at the exact same second. If you have a longer soundbite, that could be troublesome. I have that for some of mine on my Tavern StreamerBot. I can show you. But for safety's sake, just let it finish before continuing. Save. And now, Cookie, if you would be so kind, test it out. Or someone else. Or do I have to do it myself, maybe? Okay, so if you don't have anyone in chat, if you're doing this off stream, you can just right click the trigger and test trigger. Okay? Then you can hear it. And then it said goodbye. Easy, right? This is useful for if you want to show an image on stream, or if you want to play a sound when something happens, like a hype train or a channel point redeem. Very easy stuff. And again, like the command, you can set up the random user or the user tag. Just making dinner, that's why I'm lurking a bit. No worries, guard. I don't expect anyone to chat, okay? Right. What was I about to say? Oh yeah, that plays into the example that I was going to show you guys. So if I open my test, no, my sorry, my tavern channel point, no, StreamerBot, and we go into raids, I have set it up so that when I get a raid greater than 2, so if the raider has more than 2 viewers coming into the channel, this will happen. Okay, but the most important part is the set active scene, which we are going to look at. Okay, because now we're going to delve into OBS control. So just to say it very easily, if you have something happen on your stream where you want OBS to automatically switch to a scene, you can set that up. One giant brownie sundae with whipped cream and a chocolate milkshake. That would be really nice right about now. So again, we'll use the goodbye channel point as a reference point. I need to get out of bed. So let's say that when someone uses this goodbye redeem, I want OBS to switch to another scene so that I can say goodbye properly. For example, I can go into the sub actions and search for set scene, and then you can see OBS set active scene. Again, I can't do that on this StreamerBot instance because this is not connected to my OBS, but I'll just show you. So once you click that, it will prompt you to open. I can actually just show you here. It will give you this window where you choose your OBS connection. The default one is the first one you ever set up, and I only have one, so it's gonna connect to my OBS. And then I choose the scene that I want. So let's say chatting, and then press OK. Right? That means that once someone does the or redeems, sorry, the goodbye, then this happens automatically. And then I can say, hey, thank you for being here. Good seeing you. Take care. Bye. For example. And you can also do a bunch of stuff with OBS. Other than controlling your scenes, you can control your sources as well, and that's why I'm gonna show you the example picture here, because as you have already seen in my stream, I have the ledger signed graphic show up on screen once someone writes in the ledger, and I've set it up like this. Okay, they have a scene called check-in, basically the write in the ledger scene. There I have a picture, which is the PNG that you saw. And then I have a text file in OBS, which has the at percent the user percent signed the ledger, which then pulls the user who redeemed it, puts it into this text file, and then shows that on screen. Okay, easy. Now, what is important with that OBS source control or source sub action is that you almost always want to have a delay between them. So, for example, if you show a picture and you want it to hide automatically afterwards, you will have show this source, wait 5 seconds, or have a delay for 5 seconds, and then hide the source. I can show you here. Where do I have that? Channel points, tavern, signed ledger. As you can see, if you get creative, you have a lot of sub actions. But again, it's not even complicated at all. So, OBS text. Since I have the text source in the check-in scene, I want to choose the scene check-in and then the text source, which I showed you. And then I wanted to write this in that text source so that it changes the user here every time someone does it. Once that is done, I will then show those sources, as in have them visible, and then I will have a delay on 3 seconds, and then I will hide them hidden. Does that make sense? I hope so. If not, then just tell me in chat and I will go through it again. And that is basically all you need to do with OBS sources when it comes to StreamerBot. But of course, you have where is it? Where is it? I don't have it here. You have the browser window, like I have on my button here. I can show and hide the browser window with a button. Potatoes in the oven, burgers are cooking. Oh my god. Could you give me one, please? Right. So now I've shown you how to switch scenes with OBS, hide and show sources. One bacon cheeseburger with onion rings and root beer. Reckless, why are you rolling directly onto the... Okay, never mind. So yeah, toggling a source is basically if you have a picture visible in your OBS sources, like I have with my overlay, and you toggle it with StreamerBot, it basically says press the show or hidden button. So it either hides it if it is active, or it hides it if it is active. Then we have the play sounds, which we went through here. I don't use this too often. I did a bunch with the face pizza, but if you want to activate or deactivate a filter on either your webcam or your scene automatically through a channel point. So, for example, I had a voice changer, right? That is a filter. You can have a reward redemption or channel point redemption where you have baby voice, and that is basically a pitch filter on your microphone in the OBS. Then you can make StreamerBot toggle that automatically. just like with the source visibility. I would if I could. Sure. Right. We went over the cooldowns. The random users. Right, timed actions. That is a frequent used by me. So you know how Barmaiden says, remember that you can use a Prime sub to get ad-free viewing in this tavern for free. That is a timed message. That is nothing I do. That is completely automated through StreamerBot. And it basically says that once every 30 minutes, 5 seconds, 50 hours, 5 days, all up to you, this will happen automatically. So let's go into in services timers. This is the timed actions. Right click and add. We want to enable the timed action and we want it to repeat, meaning it doesn't just do it once, it does it every interval. You can either have random intervals, which is completely random, or you can have it every other seconds, as in second, hour, day, month, whatever, or every line. So if you are a big streamer who has 50,000 chatters all at the same time, every hour, you might want a timed action or message every 70 lines chatted in your chat or seconds. So let's do every 2 lines and we call it testing timers just to stay organized. This does not have a category, sadly, but that's what it is. Then we can right click in the triggers, add. Let's do test timer, and we want it in the group called timed actions. Okay, so now we have a category called timed actions, test timer. Then we can either search for or go through the menus. Timed actions at the top. Then we choose the testing timers that we created. You can also just create one here. What do we want to happen once this timed action is triggered? Well, let's say we want a message announcement. That is not called message, that is called announcement. So send announcement to channel. We want to use my broadcasting account. This is a new test. Okay. So now every time there is 2 sentences or 2 chats sent in my chat room right when I'm live, this timed action will trigger or happen. So if I say in chat, if I go hello, see, this is a new test. Hello, hello, then it says a new one. Hello, hello, boom. But if one chat is sent and for the rest of your stream it's dead silent in chat, this announcement will not be sent. Okay, that is useful for, let's say you have, I don't know, 20 viewers who are, and out of those 20, maybe 5 are chatting. You can control when information for your stream, your Discord link, your social media links is sent in chat. So you don't have a chat that is basically only announcements. You know, if I go back into the timers here and I edit this to be every 2 seconds instead of 2 lines, we will have a complete chaos in chat. I'm not doing anything, by the way. I will keep my hands up. As you can see on in the chat, it's just basically spamming the announcement, which is not ideal for anyone, right? So we'll remove that and we'll say 50 lines just so it's not spamming again. And again, like I said, that is useful for if you have a Discord link you want people to click on. Hey, colleagues, thank you for signing the ledger. These rumors are mostly true. Mostly. But that's better than not at all. So yeah, again, if you have a Discord link and you want to prompt it to people automatically, timers are a very well use case for that, I would say. Um, hey, got it. Thank you for signing. You can also have Twitch, or I should say, you can have Twitch alerts run completely through StreamerBot as well. You don't have to set them up using Twitch's website if you want to. Let's try that. So again, we will add an action and we will have the group called Twitch alerts. Let's say follow. So if we get a follow, something can happen, right? Let's search for follow. Oops. And then you can see Twitch channel follow. Or if you want something to happen when you enter follower mode only, that's up to you, but let's go with the alert. So if we get a follow, we can have something happen. Let's go safe and do the play sound. And we'll call it Apple Pay because that's the one we're going to use. Again, with the sound effect. Apple Pay. Always test the sound volume so you don't deafen your viewers. How are you doing, Colleagues, by the way? And then I want a picture to show up. So let me just quickly in OBS in my game screen here. Add source image. If you have OBS, you know how to add images in OBS. I'm just going to quickly do that. Media and boom, boom, clap. So let's say this is our follower alert picture. We will hide that source. A bit tired, but that's normal these days, I guess. Spent the day editing a video. Yeah, you'll get tired from that. So again, if we get a if we get a follow, then StreamerBot will play the Apple Pay sound at 100% volume. Did we check finish playing before continuing? Then we can say OBS visibility, set source visibility state. And of course, I didn't do connect OBS. But then you can go into the scene where that image you want to show is, and then choose the image source and have it visible. Okay? And then click save. Then once a follower is gotten or a follower is in play, we'll test the trigger. Boom. And then once that image is shown by StreamerBot in the OBS set visibility state, it will not go away. It will be there until you manually hide it, or if you tell StreamerBot OBS set visibility, if you tell StreamerBot to hide the same exact OBS source. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. I will show you again on my tavern here. So this is not the same image, by the way, but for the ledger, once someone signs the ledger image will be shown, visible. Then we will wait for 3 seconds down here, and then the ledger image will be hidden. Easy as that, easy as pie. Remove that picture, please. Okay. that is a follower alert. You can do the same for raid. If you get a Twitch raid started, you start a raid, or if you send a raid, if you cancel a raid that you've started, if you get a raid here, if you get a raid of minimum 2 people, or if you get a raid of maximum 60 million, I don't know, then you can have something happen. What else? Auto shoutouts. That's a fun one. Let's make an auto shoutout. Auto shoutout. Okay, cool. Oops. So if so, there's two way of doing a shoutout, right? Either you do a command like your mods can do, or you can do it when someone first enters your chat, as in the first time they chat in your stream when you're live, something can happen. That's called first words. Here is where the user ID comes in play. You have to have the user ID, not the username, right? Let me just have a placeholder. This is where the viewers tab comes in play. If I click myself, this is my user ID. You can copy that, or again, copy the one that you want to give an auto shout out to, and you place it here. Let's say it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then once the person that you have chosen here sends their first message in chat, then you can have stuff happen. Just like I have with Silebu and Namina and Sleepy Snail, because they are my moderators. I want to give them an extra attention. So if I scroll up here, hopefully I can see it. Where are you, Namina? There we go. So copy. I will send it in chat again. So once Namine says hi in chat, for example, you heard the cowbell noise. That is the play sound sub action. Then we have send a message, and that is that message right there. So every time Namine says hi for the first time in my live stream that day, this message is sent, obviously through Barmaiden and not myself. And then you can be as creative as message. You can do at percent user percent, right? Because we want the user to be tagged. And then we can do https twitch.tv/namine1, for example. Or if you even want to be very high tech, you can do percent user percent. That way, no matter who it is that is doing the first words, that username will be placed in this variable. So you don't have to do anything. And then you can say, go watch them live. They were seen playing. If you want to tell the people in chat what they were playing, you can do percent game percent, which tells StreamerBot to fetch the last category that user was in when they were live. Get the gist of it? I hope you are. Again, I'm not able to show that because we would need a first time chatter. That is also how I set up the first time chatter message for new people in my chat or recurring people in my chat. So if I go into first words in my tavern StreamerBot, I have first time chatter. Again, if any person chats for the first time in this live stream, then we have a sub action called if else. We're getting a bit technical now, so keep your tongue in place, but it will be easy once you understand it. Okay. So if else, if the first message the person sends, again, percent first message, you see how the first word is lowercase, the second word is uppercase. Mucho important, okay? Very important. If this variable equals true, like if that variable is true, it is in fact their first time chatting this stream, then we can either have a true result, as in a result for if it is true, or a result for which it is false. So if, for example, Cookie writes for the first time, I have a file called first chatter on my computer, that is, and that note has, I don't know, 100 or 200 lines of text or messages for Barmaiden to tell that person. Okay, so I can open it and show you. Let's see. First chatter. It's a lot of text, so bear in mind. But yeah, I have a bunch of lines here, which StreamerBot will grab randomly. I'll show you how to do that. But for example, points to an empty stool. Take a seat, traveler. Reckless was saving it somehow. Enjoy a pear cider. That is one happening that can occur if Cookie says hello for the first time in this stream. So again, read random line. That is what I was talking about. I have a text document with the lines, and I want StreamerBot to find a random line within that document, right? Here, first chatter. And then I want to parse and overwrite variables because, again, in this text document, I have exclamation point, no, sorry, percent user percent, and parse and overwrite variables means that StreamerBot will look throughout that line and see, okay, is there a user variable? Cool. We will switch that out with the actual username of the person we are talking about. Okay? Oh, nice, Shadow. And then, of course, we only want that to happen once. Then we click OK, and then we can send a message to, a reply message to that user. So basically, Barmaiden will respond to the guy or girl or person who said something for the first time. And this is only the variable random line, because again, we found a random line inside the text document, and then StreamerBot automatically places that random line instead of this random line variable. Okay? Cool. Now, if it is false, like if Cookie is not a first time chatter ever, if Cookie is a first time chatter today, but they were a first time chatter yesterday as well, that is where the false result comes in. I have a welcome messages text file as well, and those are lines reserved for the people who are returning to chat. Do you see where I'm getting with this? So, welcome messages file is here, and that is different messages. So, for example, Barmaiden gives user a warm nod. Welcome back to the tavern. The first laugh is always on the house. Right? Just to kind of recognize people that are recurring. Making your streamer life easier, so to speak. Same thing. Fetch a random line from that specific document, parse and overwrite the variables, and then put the random line in a reply. Easy. And that's also what I did with the reckless stick fetching mini game. So I have a group here called Reckless. So here we go. Once every, how often is that? I have to check. Once every 1500 seconds, Barmaiden will add one random user present in chat, and then say, or Reckless just dropped a stick at random user zeros feet. How adorable. Use exclamation point fetch to throw the stick. Right? Easy. And then if that person uses that command, see, fetch, if the fetch command is used, then StreamerBot will read a random line from the Reckless Fetch document that I have containing however many responses. Then it will wait 3 seconds because we want Reckless to actually go fetch it before coming back. And then StreamerBot or Barmaiden in my case will give that random line in chat. Right? So let's say I do exclamation point fetch. I actually have to do it. But yeah, as you can see, no one used it, but it was tested. So if I do fetch, right, then it will count to 3, and then it will send the random line. And again, fetch. It sends another random line, just to have a little fun in chat. And you can use this to have as much fun as you want. Again, if you were here during the Face Pizza era, I had a mini game called Claw Machine, where I created in Canva. I had a claw machine appear on screen if someone used the channel point, and the claw went down into the machine and pulled up something. And then I don't remember. Let's say I had 10 different prices. I used the randomness of if else and the random lines, as I've shown you here, to fetch random prices. And then inside OBS, I created a scene for each of the prices. And then I had that nested scene as a source in my gaming screen, for example, or my chatting screen, so that it would show on top of the scene that I'm on. Hopefully that makes sense. Let's see. Yes, let's go over counters. That is not as used in my stream now as it was in the Face Pizza, but Twitch commands, swear. I have a swear command, so if I do exclamation point swear in my chat, wow, Baron has swore 3 times. Somebody get the soap, right? You can see that StreamerBot says 3 times. Well, if I do it again, swear, 4 times. So it's counting every time. That is called an increment. So inside StreamerBot, you can have increment. No, sorry, global. And you can even have it persisted to a chatter or just a global so that it fetches everything. And where? Hey, my favorite command. This is a perfect example for the first chat, right? Snail talked for the first time in chat right now, meaning Barmaiden or StreamBot recognized it was the first message sent. So she fetched the snail name and said hello, basically, and played the sound that I have for snail. But yeah, the increment. So I don't want it to be user or target specific. I want it to be global because that goes to the streamer. And the variable name, of course, in this instance is swear or curse or whatever you want. We want to have an increment, not a value or decrement. Decrement is lowering the value. So if you want to lower the value every time it happens, then you do decrement, but we want increment. And then 1. So it counts 1 more every time it happens. And that is the command. So every time the command is sent, it counts 1 up from what it was. Okay? After that, we fetch the global increment, as in the swear name. and then we find how many times it has been counted. Recurring, but again, the first word here is lowercase, and the second one is uppercase. Mucho important. Once we have those two, as in once it counted one up and then found the now current count, we can have a message being sent, as we just did. Wow, Baron swore swear count times. Okay? Easy as that. Easy as that. And you can get creative, you know, you don't have to do the swear command. You can do a death counter, you can do a squat counter, you can do a sip counter, whatever you want, right? Just be creative. And the cues. We will have a look at the cues very quickly. In my tavern stream, StreamerBot, I have 3 queues. The default one, which StreamerBot creates itself, check-in queue, and channel point queue. So I have one queue for the check-ins, meaning if Snail, Karsten, Amina, and Cookie checks in at the exact same second, instead of everything happening at once and I have a clutter on my screen and in chat, it will wait. So if Snail does it first, it will do Snail first, and then it will wait. Once it is finished for Snail, it will then go to the next person who did it, and the next person. Like it's like a queue in a bank, and the same goes for channel points. On the on the Twitch created dashboard where you create channel points, the queue for the channel points is just automatically given, but in StreamerBot you actually have to make the queue. So if you go back to actions and go into subscriber channel points, for example, and I click the blacksmith upgrade, you can see that the trigger reward redemption is in. No, sorry, that's not the right place. I'm so sorry. If we go into the channel points themselves and we look at blacksmith upgrade, you can see that I have it in the group here, just to stay organized, you know. Cool beans. What else? We talked about backup in the start. We talked about cooldowns and permissions. Okay, we can actually demonstrate that real quick. So in the tutorial one, if we have, let's create a new basic command, shall we? We will call it sorry guys, I have to take this phone call. I'll be right back. Okay, guys, I'm so sorry. I really had to take that phone call. Okay, where were we? If we create a Twitch command that we only want moderators to use, that's where we were. It was not toilet break, but sure. We'll call it snail because you are here as a moderator. We'll have command triggered as our trigger or something that happens. Again, we'll call it snail to stay organized. Snail as the command, both uppercase and lowercase. We'll place it in our basic Twitch commands group. Don't trigger me. Hi, Karina. Another example of the automated welcome message that is random sent to Karina. Welcome in. I hope you're very good. Okay, so this command, we only want our moderators and our VIPs to use. Fair? I just click them over and double click from available to allowed. Available to allowed. Now, if you're not a if you're not a moderator or if you're not a VIP, you're not allowed to use this command. Cool. Okay. Then let's say message Twitch send message to channel using me. Snail is here. Everyone hide. Okay. After that message is sent, we will play a sound. Where is it? Play sound there. Wow, okay. I'm just spitballing here, Snail. We'll do it in the SFX channel for my mixer. We'll call it. Actually, we'll find one first. Let's use one of my sound effects. Sounds. We'll do the Nokia ringtone. Call it Nokia ringtone so it's easily recognizable. How is 30%? Oh, that was loud. That's better. So we want the bot to send the message, then we want it to play an audio or play a sound, but we want it to finish before it. What can it do? What can it do? Let me think. That was two very good yummy burgers. Oh, I'm so glad. It just got personal. Then we can send another message. Let's do that. Twitch chat send message to channel. Nail is a fart. Don't let her go. Okay. So how we set this up now is if someone does exclamation point snail, please feel free, and you are a moderator or a VIP, then I or my user will send a message, then it will play a sound and finish the whole sound before it sends another message. Now you can see Karina trying to do the command. First of all, it was wrongly spelled. That's okay. But she's not a VIP. She's not a moderator, so she wouldn't be allowed anyway. But as you can hear and see, Shadow is a VIP, so she was allowed to use that command. Okay? Now, if Karina, if you could do exclamation point snail in chat, just for demonstration purposes, nothing happens, right? That's how you control your chatters in StreamerBot. Shadow, you're on my list now. Hey, look at me, I'm nothing. You are a very loved chatter and viewer, Karina. Don't get me wrong, okay? Don't get me wrong. What else can we have a look at? Let's demonstrate the delay, okay? You just had to rub it in. Of course you did. Let's do another command. Call it countdown. And then command triggered, create countdown, exclamation point countdown, or countdown with lowercase. Again, I want to be organized, and I want everyone to be able to use this, but I want a cooldown. I want a global cooldown so that the command is cooldown for everyone and not just one user, and we'll say 900 seconds, which is 15 minutes. See, there's the timed action again working for us. Click OK. I'm everyone. Then we want a message to be sent saying 1. Then we will have a delay, or we will wait for how long? 2 seconds. Keep in mind, this delay subaction works in milliseconds, not seconds. So if you want 2 seconds, you have to do 2000 milliseconds, because 2000 milliseconds is 2 seconds. Okay? Then instead of me searching for message again, I can right-click the first Twitch message. I can go up and duplicate the subaction. And I can double-click to edit. We can swap it out for 2. Then we can right-click delay, duplicate, right-click Twitch message, duplicate, right-click, edit to 3. However long you want that to be, click save. And now if someone does exclamation point countdown, we can see if it works. Or bonk the streamer. That also works. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. You see how it paused in between? If we bump this up to, let's say, 6 seconds, and then in the commands, I will remove the cooldown. If someone else does exclamation point countdown, that's technically not a countdown, you're counting up. Why don't you go lay down, Snail, okay? Fair enough. I love that badge, though. What is that badge? Blossom badge level 3. It's so cute. Can someone do exclamation point countdown in stream? Or in chat, rather? Please and thank you. Snail is right, though, I'm just saying. Why didn't it... Did I forget to save? Try again. Try again. Maybe I forgot to save. No? That is weird. Commands. Countdown. Cooldown. 0. Why is it not working? Test. Now it should wait 6 seconds between everyone. And it does. I don't know why the command didn't work, because I removed the cooldown. Boom. What else can we do? I had never seen this used in any stream, and I don't do it myself. But in the triggers, you can actually go into Twitch and is it moderation? Yes. So if you go into moderation in Twitch as a trigger, you can have something happen if a user is timed out, if a user has granted the VIP status, if a moderator is added to the stream, if a chat message is deleted. There's so many things you can do for Twitch and Kick and Trova, etc. with StreamerBot that you don't have to do on the website. Complement random chatters like Flirt. Okay, we can do that. So, command Flirt. Okay. We want a command to be triggered. Create command. We'll call it Flirt. Exclamation point Flirt. Exclamation point Flirt. Group Twitch commands. And we'll have it at the start. Okay. Okay. Then we will do something new. We will search for target because now we want to get user info for target. The target is the person you are tagging. Okay, because with a flirt command, you have to do flirt at user, right? And the at user is the target. And then we'll do exclamation point user as the variable or the target. That is important. Yeah, I'm still cute. And then once StreamerBot has gathered the name for the user you are tagging, we can send message. Oh, user. I actually forgot to do something with that target info user. I will correct myself. But okay, user, that is the person who sent the command, flirts with percent target user percent by staring at the ground. I have to edit this target info. No, sorry, this Twitch add target info to target user because that's what we want to catch. And then if Karina, if you try to flirt with snail, for example, if you do exclamation points flirt space at snail, hopefully this should work. I will open my Pepsi in the meanwhile. See? Oh, Karina flirts with what? Isn't that the right variable? Keep in mind, even experienced people can mess up. Try again. Try again. I didn't set a cooldown on it, so it should work immediately. General cooldown? No, I didn't put a cooldown on that, did I? No, no cooldowns. So try to do it again. We'll figure it out together. No worries. Can't write duplicate messages? What do you mean? Why can you not send duplicate messages? What? There we go. You flirted with each other. Nice. I don't know. Me neither. But okay, see, the reason that it failed the first time It is because I did the target info and not user info. So if I were to do search for user info, sorry, info, Twitch, get user info for target. If I didn't put user in here, then it would pull the person who did the command. But if I pull the user, if I put the user in here, the variable, then we will find the added, the mentioned, the mentioned user. That was the mistake with ourselves. Oh, sometimes I think I have dyslexia, but that's okay. So that is targeted commands. Cool. Is there anything else you would like to learn about StreamerBot? Thank you. Let me try something I haven't tried before. If we create a new command and call it emote. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Let's see. So, if someone... No, that doesn't work. Hold on. How would you do that? Never mind. Again, I haven't done that before, so I don't know how I would do it, but I had an idea in mind, but never mind. It's the same pickup line? Yes, and I can show you why. So let's head into our StreamerBot file. So in media, we have the folder where StreamerBot is installed right here, right? And in the same folder structure, we can create a new text document. We'll call it flirt messages. And then let's say we have user. What are you saying thank you for? She's flirting with herself. Thank you for using the commands. That's what I'm saying. Let's see here. Flirt. So if you do this, user flirts with target user by licking their own elbow, for example. Then we skip 2 lines and we say, oh, user flirts with target user. Remember the capitalization by staring at the ground. We skip and we say, wow, user tried flirting with target user by doing a cartwheel. It failed horribly. Damn. User tried flirting with target user by doing a karate chop on a brick, but broke their hand instead. Okay, now we have 4 lines, right? Each of the lines contains the user variable, that is the person who sends the command, and then it contains the target user variable, which is the person they tag after the command. Let's save this document, and we add the random line subaction, as in read random line from file. So we want to find this flirt messages text file that we just created. we want to parse variables and overwrite the parsed variables by one count, as in one line. Now it's at the bottom of the subactions. We want it under the add target info, but over the message. So first, if Snail, for example, does the flirt at Karina, then StreamerBot will add both of your names. It will then read a random line from that file, and then instead of this, we will have percent random line percent, because that's where StreamerBot inserts that random line into this box, and then it sends. So if someone will flirt with someone, we can see if it works. Oh, I got to do that before you. Nope. Save. I had it right the first time. I panicked, I promise. So if someone flirts with someone using the command, we can see if it works. He found an abandoned campsite and ate everyone's sausages. I think I would do the same. Either deaf or blind or both. What? The command isn't working properly. It targets the person using it, not the added person. Oh, it does. That is strange. It shouldn't. Did we try target user? Search. Why isn't that working? Hold on, let me see what I did wrong. Okay, so battles is a document I have. Oh, of course, that's on me. That's on me. Because we don't want. Where's my document? Did I close the document? Damn it. Okay, so explaining what I did wrong. And again, this is a learning process. In the flirt messages here, instead of target user, we need input 0. That is the right input 0. Input 0 is basically the raw text that is sent after a command. Okay? That's what I forgot to say. Input 0. That's the same with the random targets. No, the random users, right? It's random user 0, random user 1, random user 2. That's where I was wrong. And that's on me. We're learning together. Input 0. Save. And then we have to update here to input 0. And then save. Now you can try. If someone tries to flirt with someone, we can see if it works. Meanwhile, I'll explain it again. So you have the variable called user. That is the user that sends the command or sends the channel point or sends a message. And then you have the input 0, which is just the random text that you enter after the command. So now you can see Bare Karina, flirt, sleepy snail. And then it pulled a random line. Karina flirts with sleepy snail by licking their own elbow. If someone tries again, we can see if we get another random response. No one wants to flirt. There we go. Wow, Snail tried flirting with Karina by doing a cartwheel. It failed horribly. So now we combined the target users and the random lines. Okay, cool. And then we can look at. I have notes on the side, that's what I'm looking at. We can try the voice commands. Do you want to do that? I can't guarantee it works because my microphone is very sensitive to sounds, so it sometimes hears what I say wrong. But we can try. So, if we go into voice control commands, that is all the way at the bottom on this list, voice control commands, we can create a voice command and we'll call it hello. The command is what I say, right? So if I say hello, and it has to be exact, not at the start or anywhere, just like with the written commands. So if I say hello, snail, then StreamerBot won't recognize that voice command. But if I say hello, then it will recognize the command. Hopefully, if the mic picks it up. Okay. And then we can go back to actions. We can do a command because it is a command, even though it's a voice command. No, you know what? To prove my organization skills, we'll create hello in basic voice commands. Why? Oh yeah, because we already have a command called hello, I can't do another one, so we'll go 2 O's and then we will search for voice control dictation. Wait, what? Create voice command. Didn't I do that? I did that. Anyway, we'll create a new one. Hello. Hello. Cool. Okay, now I'm confused. We have created 2 now, but it doesn't show. Why not? Ah, my bad. It wasn't the dictation, it was command, of course. Then we can send a message because that's the easiest. Hello. Save. Good Baron. Though it took 3 tries to get them to realize the little mistakes. I mean, I'm still learning StreamerBot and I still do make mistakes in StreamerBot. After all the time I've used it for 4 years. That's normal, right? But you can just go back and fix your mistakes. Hey, bye, welcome in, welcome in. I hope you're good. Okay, we'll try my voice command. Hello. I think I know what happens. See, auto start listen is off. It hasn't started listening to my microphone. And then start listening. Nice. And then audio input device is mic in 2, which is his microphone. Save. Hello. 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 And now I will use that voice command to create a mystery one. You won't be able to see what I create, but you will see in chat. Actually, I'll just use the hello command, but I will change to the Twitch message. Okay. Are you ready? Are you ready? Hello. 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 So you can get very creative with that voice command as well. I just switched out the written message from hello to that message. Just to have fun. And this is why, not why. This is how I created the Harry Potter wand spell stuff that I had on the face pizza when I was streaming Hogwarts Legacy. I just created a voice command called Inferio or something. I can't remember. Waved my wand for a show, and then it did the thing. So instead of sending a message, we can hide and show sources in OBS just like we did earlier. You know, you can have much fun with StreamerBot. It's basically, if you can think about it, you can do it. Anything else we can look at for fun? Um, Let me look at my notes. Or again, if you have anything you want to learn about or you want us to test live, just let me know. You know what? We can actually use my tavern, the streamer bot, to test that or showcase that. So earlier this stream, I mentioned that I have a automated raid action, which says that if I get a raid with two or more viewers from the raid, then StreamerBot will send a message shouting out the person who raided. Then it will change the scene in OBS. It will wait 15 seconds, and then it will send another message saying, hey, if you forgot to already, follow this person. But if we add another trigger, because you can have unlimited triggers for the same happenings, so if we do redeem channel reward redemption, and we create change scene, we can cost 1, sure. We will do max 1 per stream because I don't want this to be overused. Create. Now if someone can redeem that channel point, I will have my hands in the air so you know that I'm not doing anything. And you can see that we automatically change over to another scene. I will wait. Hey! Welcome in, my crowd knight! Absolutely buy, and I can show you. But I just want to showcase the new channel point. Yeah, you missed that. That's okay. Snail, buy, can one of you redeem the new channel point called switch scenes or change scenes? I can't remember what I called it. Change scene. You see, StreamerBot automatically sends a message shouting out the person who redeemed the channel point, switches my scene, waits 15 seconds, and then says it again. That's very nice. And yes, to answer your question, yes, buy. We can absolutely do that. And I will show you how. So, if we go over to my tutorial streamer bot again, we can create a basic voice command called clip. Okay. And then instead of creating all of this again, because I'm so lazy, I can right click, go into the hello action. I can right click the sub action, copy the sub action, go back into clip, and paste. right? Not that we want the message now, but you just to teach you that you don't have to create everything manually every time. Um, delete. So if we search up in triggers again, by since you're new to the stream now, triggers is what you have to do in order for a sub action or something to happen. You do something, something happens. Okay. So if you search up clip, uh, doesn't Twitch have that automatically? Let me see. That would be a bummer. Twitch channel? No. Ads? No. That would be kind of lame. Moderation? Unban, user ban, VIP, warrant, no. Polls, prediction, pyramid, raid. Huh. Apparently it can't do that. I thought it could. I honestly thought it could. Huh. That is dumb. But wait, it said hype rate Twitch clip created? I don't have hype rate connected though. Because that is there. I'm sorry, Bye. I said yes because I thought so, but apparently nice. No, apparently not. Let me just quickly Google the StreamerBot website. Oh yeah. Oh boy. It's just me being stupid. It's just me being stupid. The clip itself is a sub action, not a trigger. Jesus Christ. Okay, so if we go voice control command as a trigger and we create one called clip, I'm tired. The command has to be clip. Okay. And then the sub action should be Twitch channel create clip. The clip title, just let's say Twitch clip, duration 30 seconds. Okay. Mind you, this is the first time that I'm doing it, so I'm learning with you. And then we can, I do believe we can fetch the link. Send message to channel. Let's try. I don't know if this is the variable, but we'll try. See how smart I am. Okay. Down into voice control and turn it on. Let's see. Clip. Let's see if it did it. I hope so. That's the wrong place. Just gonna look up the variable for the clip URL. Okay, so full web address link to the created clip. Okay. So it was the wrong variable. Let's try this. Clip. No? Yes, okay. It did it. It actually did it. Nice. That's how you do that, by. I actually learned something too now. Cool. I like that. And then if you don't want to say the word create clip, don't want to say the word because I don't want another one, but to recreate that, I could just explain that right now. It's easy. If you want a voice controlled clip moment from yourself, you create an action here called that word, and you activate the voice control. Mind you, that is down here. Go into settings. Auto listen has to be on because when you start StreamerBot, it will automatically start listening to your microphone. Just make sure that it is in fact listening. Then you can go into the action you created and you can search for voice command. And you see here voice control command, as in a voice command. And then you create the voice control command that you want. I named it that word, and the command, that is what you say into the microphone, which again is that word. So here you see clip, and then if I say clip, then StreamerBot in the sub action will create one from that word I said, and then when it's made, it will then send the URL into the stream chat. And if you want to take it further, you can create a webhook for your Discord server, and then you can have Discord, because Discord is its own integration, and you can make StreamerBot send the clip link instead of to your stream chat. You can have it sent to your Discord server automatically as well. But again, with webhooks, I'm not going to show you that live because that makes me vulnerable to attacks. I don't want that. So I guess you have to do that on your own by learning. But yeah, that is how you do that. And again, because you just arrived in StreamerBot, you have all of these integrations that you can play around with. So you have Elgato hubs, so you can control your stream decks or your wavelink or your camera hub through StreamerBot, or stream elements, or if you have a smartwatch, you can have your heart rate monitor messed with, crowd control. It's a bunch of stuff you can do. Just have to be creative enough. So yeah, that is. I think we've gone through everything that I had planned to go through. So again, if there's something you want me to show you right now, then I can. If it's something I don't know how to do, I can learn it right now and do it with you. If not, then I think that is it for the stream. And again, I will try to cut this stream up in a YouTube video where I cut out the BRB section where I had to take a phone call and all of it that isn't necessary for the tutorial video, and I will post it to YouTube. But I will also download this VOD and paste it in my Discord server. If you are not in that Discord server already, be sure to be there, just so you can have a look at this tutorial whenever you want to. But other than that, I will always say yes to help you with StreamerBot off stream if you ask me, because I really love this program and I love to teach people things and I love to help people with things. But also, I just love to learn myself. I had to learn all of this, and I'm even learning this moment. So yeah. Unless I'm missing something here. Let me have a look at my notes again. But do you want to have a rundown of all of what we went through before you came in here? Like, briefly? Or would you rather just watch the VOD? Make an action. You watched the one. Okay, nice. Let's see. Toggle source, hide and show source. We've done that. Filters, same thing as the sources. Channel points. Cooldowns. He found a mushroom bigger than himself and refuses to let anyone touch it. Nice. Yeah, I can briefly show you this though. That's kind of cool. In my tavern StreamerBot, I have no, that's the wrong one. I have some mod commands that is only available for me and my moderators. For example, BRB scene. If I do exclamation point BRB in chat, it will automatically switch over to the BRB scene. It should do that. Why didn't it do that? Oh, that's right. Case sensitive, guys. Come on. Ah, again, I'm learning. I've chosen Meld Studio instead of OBS, which is wrong. So we have to delete that and get OBS scene, set active scene, BRB scene, okay, save, then BRB. So if I'm in the middle of a game and I need to do a BRB but I can't, I can just tell my moderators to do that. I've also allowed my moderators to permit user URLs if you're not a VIP and you need to. Frick off, Snail. Frick off. And I allow you to post a link. I can do that. I can have my moderators run an ad with the command, a shout out. They can snooze ads. They can have the starting soon screen if they want. And I'm also planning a lot of other commands for my moderators, but I'm not going to show you that because that's for my moderators, you know. But yeah, as you can see in this is my main StreamerBot instance where both me and Barmaiden is connected. So this is the one that I'm using all the time, and this is the other one is just the one that I'm using for the tutorial. Ah, you did the wrong command. That was perfect. Don't encourage, okay? Don't encourage. Yeah, it's very easy, and of course, just ask me if you want help. The walk-ons is a very fun system. If you are a streamer or a regular viewer on Twitch, you know a blurp walk-on. I don't like blurp walk-ons because I want to have total control. So what I do is I have a bunch of people that I trust and that I want to have a walk-on myself, and I just let's do Celia for example. If her ID is seen in chat for the first time, then StreamerBot will play the sound that I called Siliboo, and then it will shout her out automatically, so I don't have to do anything. The first time she chats in every stream that I have, this will happen automatically. Okay, I'll show you. Test trigger. Easy as that. And if you want to, you can create a channel point, for example, called walk on, and set it at whatever amount you want it to cost, and have that as an in for a walk on. instead of using Blurb, because Blurb has its problems server wide sometimes. We all know that. Then I also created some hype train stuff. Whenever a hype train is started, the barmaiden will say, "Oh my, the hype train has started up," and then send a bunch of emotes. I did not know that till now. Yeah. I use StreamerBot for everything. I have Blurp and so on because of the fun sounds, but yeah, like I said, I am a control freak when it comes to my Twitch, and I like to have control. And Reckless, obviously, with the fetch command that we looked at and that you just saw with buy, and subscriber channel points. I can teach you that. That is very fun. So in my channel, I don't know anyone else that actually uses this, but I actually want my subscribers to have the most perks possible for being a subscriber. So I have channel points that only subscribers can do. And that is set up like this. If we take the challenge Baron one, for example, if someone triggers the challenge Baron channel point, then StreamerBot will fetch the user's target info, as in the ID, the username, the subscriber status, the VIP status, everything related to that user. And then we will do an if else statement, and we will see, okay, is this person who redeemed that channel point subscribed? If that is true, then we go into the true result. We will read a random line from my challenge Baron text file. I have a bunch of lines, as with everything else, for that channel point. And then Barmaiden will say that line in chat, right? Tagging the user, tagging me, saying the things. But if the user is not subscribed and they redeem that channel point, instead of them losing those channel points, then StreamerBot, or Barmaiden as I call her, will just refund your points automatically and tell you, hey, you're not a subscriber, you can't do this. I've actually forgotten to do that for that. Oh yeah, no. So I created another action called refund points. And that is basically if the redemption is cancelled, then she says this in chat. I'm sorry, user, or for example, Snail, but since you are not a Crown Knight subscriber in this tavern, you don't have permission for this. And then you will get the points back. I think that's a very cool idea and a niche idea. Feel free to use that idea for yourself and have fun. What else? What else? Trying to think. Yeah, I think that's very nice. I think that's very nice. Yeah, no, I think that's everything actually. Shoutouts, first words, welcome back, death counter. Well, we did the flirt counter. No, we didn't do the counter. Yes, we did the counter. Yes, we did. Sounds, OBS, cues. I think we've gone through everything, chat. I think so. Nice. I think so. Yes. Okay. Let's see here. Nice. With that, though, I will destroy that StreamerBot instance. Do you want me to go through that as well? Why not? So, if you, for whatever reason, need to delete StreamerBot from your system, what you can do is a couple of things. You can go into your actions, right click, delete. You can also do that for the category and not just the individual actions. So if I right click this, delete, I will delete everything inside with 5 actions. So we delete every action. Come on. There we go. Boom. Then we go into commands and we delete the commands. You can see this, right? Yeah. Delete. Then we go to Twitch channel points. Those are mine. We'll delete this from Twitch. Yes. I have all of these. Cool. And then we can go into, we can actually go into Twitch and then disconnect myself from this one or log out. Then we can go to stream apps. Again, I did not connect OBS to this StreamerBot because I don't want to show you my webhook details. So that's not for me, but you just, again, delete that instance. Go into voice controls, commands, delete those. So now you have deleted everything that you set up. You can turn it off just because. Then you close it down. See, I still have my Tavern StreamerBot open, so that still works. But then we go into our files again, where we installed StreamerBot, which is in this file, right? And what you do is as advanced as this. Then you go into your recycling bin, delete it. It's gone from my PC. Cool? Cool. That's how you get rid of it. Easy as peasy. So let me just organize my screens. Cool. I want this here. I want that there. Thank you for hanging with me, though. I hope you learned something. Hope you had fun watching me mess up the parts that I messed up. And we're gonna raid out. I think we're gonna go into Booty because she's getting herself ready for a cosplay. That's fun. If you want to join the raid, copy the raid message. One for followers and one for subscribers. I know that Barmaiden doesn't show the emotes for the subscriber emotes, but that's because she isn't subscribed herself. So if you are subscribed, don't worry, the emotes will show up at booties. With that said, I think we'll do a raffle of 5,000 while I do something. I really gotta get another light. I hate this this bleeding of my green screen because of the poor lighting. Cool. Yeah, exclamation point join in chat right now if you want to win some points. Lighting is an art of its own. Yeah, but the thing is, I have a ceiling light behind the green screen, and I have a Elgato key light. So the camera is here, but the key light is here, so it's angled here. So the bleeding you see right here is the shadow from the camera. So I need a light there as well to have both lights. You know. Hey, Snail, you won. Nice. Let's go. We'll snooze the ads. We don't want ads when we are raiding out. Why didn't that work? Oh, there we go. Okay. Was about to worry there. Yeah, I'm gonna raid out now, Snails. So that's fine. Thank you for popping in. Guys, it was so lovely teaching you some StreamerBot. Maybe next time I can teach you to create a Discord server or webhooks in Discord, maybe. If I figure out a way not to leak my details. I don't know. Any hoozle, guys, I love you so much. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for resubscribing. Thank you for bonking me. Thank you for being awesome. I'm really looking forward to the next time I see you. Speaking of, that reminded me, on Monday I start working again. My vacation is over. I have to maybe, that's a big maybe, I have to maybe reorganize my streaming times, but I will announce that in Discord. Again, if you didn't join the Discord already, there is the link. But yeah, I'll see you in the next stream. We're gonna stream some Skyrim. I'll see you there. Bye.
The fire burns low, the night grows deep. The tavern walls now drift to sleep. The laughter fades, the mugs are cleared, yet tales remain of the Baron's beard. So travel safe through storm and night. The tavern soon will shine its light, and when the candles reappear, the Baron waits. Your seat is here.